One of the best things that RuneScape has to offer is its quests. RuneScape has such an extensive and long-standing lore to it. It is possibly one of my favorite things about this game. So in this series called the Lore Lounge, I'm going to be reviewing quests, mini-quests, series, storylines, and other pieces of RuneScape lore. Be warned, there are going to be spoilers as we're going to be covering the plot and other creative elements. I'll also be giving my opinion, some feedback, and a ranking from S, A, B, C, D, and F tier, and whether or not you should do these quests. If you don't want to be spoiled, just skip to the ending for the final ranking. And now to start it all off, we're gonna kick it out in the high seas with none other than the Pirate Quest series.
Oh no! Oh yeah!
Released in 2001 or 2005 depending on who you ask, the Pirate Quest series spans a total of 7 quests. The short of it is, there are zombie pirates attacking the pirate islands. You team up with other pirates to stop them and their captain. That's basically it. It's not a super unique story because this is something we've seen before, right? Like, with the Pirates of the Caribbean, that's every single movie. Despite this, the Pirate Quest series is still a super fun story. You know, sometimes you don't have to reinvent the wheel, you just gotta enjoy the ride, and that's what this series does perfectly. The characters, the setting, the engagement, they all work to make this a fun and engaging story. Now, let's look at this from a plot diagram. Pirate's Treasure. We start the series off with Pirate's Treasure. Pirate's Treasure is something that's completely separate from the whole zombie pirate storyline, but it's still in there because of its name. So in this quest, we journey across Port Sarim, Karamja, and Falador to find a treasure chest. Now, I wouldn't even place this on the diagram. It's a pirate quest, but it's not really relevant. It's its own thing. Rum Deal. Now, Rum Deal is the actual first quest that relates to the storyline. The gist of it is that there is a crew of zombie pirates attacking a distillery on Brain Death Island. The captain of the crew, Captain Donnie, says they'll stop attacking if they get rum. So the adventure goes on their quest to make rum. And at the end of the quest, we learn the name of the leader of the zombie pirates. And that is none other than Captain Rabbitjack. Cabin Fever. Cabin Fever is a fairly simple quest where we get introduced to Bill Teach, who is like the quote-unquote main character of the series. Bill Teach recruits us as a pirate and we set sail to the pirate enclave of Mostly Harmless. On this journey out at sea, we get attacked by other pirates and have to repair the ship, return fire, and survive. I think Rum Deal and Cabin Fever are solid introductions to the series because it sets the mood, the humor, taste of the action, and a tease for the final villain. The Great Brain Robbery. In the Great Brain Robbery, a sickly ceremonious monk called Father Tranquility asks for our help with a little problem of his. His island called Harmony Island was invaded by zombie pirates who ended up stealing the brains of all the monks. Not only that, but the zombies and their general Migor has gassed the entire island with sleeping gas and are constructing something with the brains. With the aid of Prayer and Dr. Frankenstein, we get the monks' brains back and defeat the zombies, kicking them out of Harmony Island. Rocking Out. With things getting serious, we need to learn more about who this Rabbitjack person is exactly. And to do that, we get ourselves locked up in prison. Bill Teach won't tell us the story, so we have to go to this guy called Young Ralph on Rock Island Prison to hear the entire story. But before we can hear the story, we need to retrieve 5 marks from the 5 captains that were there. And after jumping into the sea, getting rum, fixing a prosthetic hand, dealing with a zombie pirate, breaking out of prison, and breaking back into prison, we finally get to hear the story of what happened. A long time ago, there was a battle out at sea and Captain Rabbitjack's fleet was destroyed. With his crew members falling one by one, Rabbitjack curses everyone and swears revenge. With his treasure in one arm and his sword in the other, he jumps off his ship, seemingly committing suicide. But of course, we know that isn't the case. A Clockwork Syringe. A clockwork syringe is where everything takes a turn. This is where shit gets serious and what I would consider to be the climax of the story. In a clockwork syringe, the zombie pirates sent a barrel chest to kill us in our own home. So, After we defeat it and interrogate it, we learn that there is an entire factory creating barrel chests and other weapons to attack mostly harmless. A whole lot of shit happens in this quest, man. A zombie is wearing makeup, we get shot out of cannon, kinda. A seagull is dropping bombs, we're fighting barrel chests, and we're fighting zombots, which are basically barrel chests but has boats. You know, shit goes crazy in this quest. And when we finally complete this quest, it becomes apparent that we need to confront Rabbit Jack before he takes over the Pirate Islands. Pieces of hate. In the finale, as you can imagine it, there's more prison breaking, zombies wearing makeup, there's a giant undead Crassian attacking our ship, there's a zombie invasion at mostly harmless that we have to stop, Brain Death Island is getting invaded for the 20th time, and we finally confront none other than Captain Rabbit Jack himself, where we fight him under the sea, down in the Shadow Reef. In this fight, it is revealed to us that the source of all this power is because of Zautok. There's a portal with black hands coming out of it in the boss fight arena. Another thing is, we defeat Rabbit Jack, but we don't actually kill him for good. Like when he was alive and jumped off his ship, he jumps into the portal and that is the last we've seen of him. So the plot of this quest series was a whirlwind of stuff. There's a lot of stuff going on, but you know, it's relatively easy to follow. Creative elements. As it goes for creative elements, I would argue that the Pirate Quest series has some of the best, if not the best, creative elements for a quest series. You know, each quest and quest series has its own unique puzzle and challenges, but no one is, let me tell you, no one is doing it like how the Pirate Quest series is doing it. You're on a ship fighting other pirates, you're getting cutscenes of cute cats playing and cryptic messages from them, you're diving into the ocean and exploring pirate society, you're breaking into and out of prison, you're getting zombie pirates drunk, you're essentially fighting zombie pirate cyborgs, you're putting makeup on zombie pirates and stealing zombie pirate legs, you're getting attacked in your own player-owned house, and you're fighting along with a number of cool characters, which includes a seagull that drops cannonballs from the sky. Like, no one is doing it how like the Pirate Quest series is doing it in terms of creative elements. On God, bro, like, it's extremely unique and it's extremely fun. No other quest series is doing it how the Pirate Quest series is doing it. Opinions. Now, before I give the final ranking, I just want to share some final thoughts. One criticism I have pertains to the finale and Pieces of Hate. In that quest, we go down into the ocean and face off against Rabbit Jack by ourselves. And I wish that our allies had joined us in that fight. The overall pirate story was ultimately about the pirates versus Rabbit Jack. We were just a supplementary character to this story. We are important, but we're not the main character. If anyone is the main character, it's Bill Teach. You know, he's the one with the real beef against Rabbit Jack, not us. You know, we're just a thorn on his side. So I feel it would have been more impactful if they were there with us in some capacity for the fight. You know, they could have been just like Meredith in the solo fight, where they could have just given the player aid, or like how it is done in the final fight of the Red Axe Dwarven Quest series, or in Dream Mentor. So, you know, I think that would have been more impactful if the other characters were there with us in the fight. Another piece of criticism I have with the story is how it connects to Zautok. I don't know how to explain this properly, but if this quest series was finished, you know, several years earlier, it would not have connected to Zautok at all, because he didn't even exist then, right? If this series was finished at that time, this would be in its entirety a pirate story. Just like how the Red Axe Dwarven Quest series is in its entirety a Dwarven story. Another way of putting it is that it's not just its own story, but a part of a bigger overarching story. So this was not the entire puzzle itself, but a piece of a much larger one. Now, this is not necessarily a bad thing. I do like how they connected it with Zautok and newer lore, because it does make a lot of sense. And I don't think you could have explained it in any other way. But it does take away a bit of the charm with quest series being contained and being its own thing, its own story. Again, it's not necessarily a bad thing, but that's an idea to consider. Conclusion. So, in conclusion, I'm going to rank the Pirate Quest series a solid S tier. Should you play this quest series? Absolutely. It's one of the most fun and unique, enjoyable quest series out there. I think whether you're a lorehound like me, a PVMer, a casual player, regardless of who you are, you will definitely enjoy this quest series, no doubt. So that was it for this video. If you like this video and want to see more, make sure to like and subscribe. Share your thoughts in the comments down below if you agree, disagree, and what quest series you want to see me review next. I'm ACPL, and I'll be catching you guys in the next video. See ya.